Four-day school weeks are gaining popularity in Missouri, including locally in Seneca. I'm Bronte Sorotsky with how the schedule change has not only benefited students, but is also aiding in teacher recruitment.
Plus, why a plan for a new hospital in Bourbon County might not be happening. And the city of Miami hosts an event to discuss the state of the community.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Four-day school weeks are gaining popularity in Missouri to aid with teacher recruitment. This is KOAM News at 5. According to the Springfield News Leader, at least 9 school districts are looking to switch to the four-day plan this fall. This school year, the Seneca School District has allowed students to attend school Tuesday through Friday. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky spoke with the district on how students feel about the schedule change and how it's aided in teacher recruitment.
On Mondays, the halls of Seneca High School will be empty, and students like Jory Todd will most likely be at home.
On Mondays, I can sleep in like an extra 10 minutes, and then I go out and feed all the animals and everything.
It's due to Seneca joining 25% of Missouri schools switching to a four-day school week. Todd says the change in schedule has given her more time to enjoy her weekend and to pursue the activities she loves.
For one, it does give my brain a brain break. So you're not doing school the whole time.
Cameron Fox, a junior at Seneca High School, says the extra day has helped her earn extra cash.
You get an extra day, and then mine is mainly from work. Like most of them come in like right after school, and with me I can like have more of a break before I go into work and then get more hours, obviously.
Students say the extra day gives them more time for schoolwork and to pursue other interests. And administrators say it helps them out too.
Just coming into this school year, after we announced the four-day school week, our applications were greatly increased, and our principals had said that they felt like they had a deeper candidate pool to choose from.
Seneca's superintendent says it's all to give students the resources they need.
And that's teachers, that's custodians, that's cooks, that's secretaries, that's principals, and that's the best resource. We've got a lot of technology right now, but that's not the best resource to help kids learn. It's having great people in the building around them.
And with 30 extra minutes being added to the school day, students are actually in school more than when they followed a 5-day school week. In Seneca, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Seneca's superintendent says another benefit of the four-day week has been using some Mondays to make up for snow days. Bourbon County, Kansas was supposed to be getting a new hospital, but now that might not happen. There's some doubt anyway. At the end of January, county officials announced that Noble Health would be taking over the old Mercy Hospital, Fort Scott, that closed back in 2018. Today, county commissioners held a meeting to say Noble is awaiting results of a study on the building before making a definite decision on whether to buy it. The Federal CARES Act provided $2 million to the county. Half of that paid for that study. Noble is seeking the other $1 million if the company decides to go forward with the project. Next Tuesday, commissioners will hold another meeting to discuss the study. Officials with Noble are expected to attend that meeting. Pittsburgh Fire Department unveiled their new fire truck. They hosted a push-in ceremony, a tradition they say dates back to the 1800s. The new Rescue 7 fire truck will be housed at Pittsburgh's Fire Station number 1. Fire Chief Dennis Riley says they plan to hold a push-in ceremony for every new vehicle the department gets. The city of Miami, Oklahoma today laid out the state of their community. It was an event where city and community leaders could discuss projects in the city, both current and future. One topic, sales tax. Officials say sales tax revenue this month fell compared to last year. Revenue in the city had been going up every month, so this drop has the attention of city leaders.
Obviously, you're going to be careful, and we're going to be very fiscally responsible on how we interpret the data going forward as we watch carefully, like everyone, to see where the economy is going to go. We've had a lot of positive experience over the last 2 years, but we want to be careful and watch and see, is it going to maintain? Are we going to continue seeing growth? Are we going to level out? Or are we going to go down?
I'm trying to make it to a one.
Even though this month's revenue dropped compared to last March, it is still up compared to March of 2020. You can view the whole State of the Community event on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Nice weather as we're heading into the weekend. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, much better day outside for us today. Temperatures pretty good, mainly mid to upper 50s to near 60 degrees. Even though we have the clouds, which are shooting through the region, you can see the showers out there. But here's the thing, the atmosphere at the lower levels, very dry. So majority of this is not reaching the ground. Doesn't mean we can't get a random sprinkle or two as we go through the evening hours, but in general, it looks pretty good. So this weak wave is going to pass on through. We do have another one behind it, which will affect us by the time we head into the morning hours. Temperatures right now pretty good, a lot better than what we have seen. We're sitting into the mid 40s. We have our winds kind of switching around. They picked up a little bit throughout the afternoon. You can see a northwesterly wind at about 5 to 15. We do drop back through the 50s, 40s into the 30s again tonight. What about the weekend? We'll look at that here in just a bit.
See you then. Police in Parsons, Kansas arrested a suspect wanted on multiple warrants in different counties after a short chase. Jason Anderson Mosley was wanted in Labette County, Allen County, and the city of Parsons for failing to appear in court. Officers got a tip that he would be coming to a house in Parsons, so they waited for him to arrive. When he did, he spotted the police and he ran, but officers caught him and arrested him. Authorities in Vernon County this week arrested 2 people after separate chases. The first on Tuesday was Stephen Romsberg of Nevada. The sheriff's office says deputies tried to pull over Romsberg when he drove off before losing control and sliding into a ditch. Romsberg was wanted on several drug charges. On Wednesday, deputies tried to stop Daniel Graham Jr. of Nevada, but he drove off as well. Authorities say during that chase, Graham took a wrong turn and ended up in a muddy field. Graham was wanted for burglary and unlawful use of a weapon. Still ahead, your vulnerability online.
Think your passwords are safe from hackers? Think again. I'm Laura Podesta with what one security company says you should do to keep your personal information secure.
But first in Health Watch, could a compound found in some mushrooms help with depression?
Right now,
Topping today's Health Watch, aspirin may help prevent death from COVID-19. A study at George Washington University found patients hospitalized with moderate infections had a lower risk of dying if they were given aspirin early in their treatment. Researchers say the finding is especially important in parts of the world where more expensive treatments are not even an option. A study of patients with long COVID finds different variants may lead to different symptoms. Researchers in Italy found once the Alpha variant became the dominant strain, patients were more likely to suffer persistent muscle aches, insomnia, and brain fog. The loss of smell associated with the original COVID strain became less common, as well as difficulty swallowing and impaired hearing. There's new research on a treatment for depression that might surprise you. An ingredient found in so-called magic mushrooms may have long-lasting benefits after just a few doses. Bradley Blackburn has that story.
M. Hanchek suffers from a type of depression that's treatment resistant, still experiencing symptoms after years of therapy and medications.
I was in a rut and, no matter what I tried, things did not really improve beyond a certain point.
In 2019, Hanchek joined a study at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, testing a psychedelic drug called psilocybin to treat depression. It's the same compound found in so-called magic mushrooms.
One of the curious features about these drugs, I would say it's the signature feature, is they produce experiences that have huge embedded personal meaning.
Psilocybin's medical potential was studied in the 60s until concerns about abuse shut down research. Dr. Roland Griffiths helped restart experiments and found that 2 doses of psilocybin in a controlled environment, along with therapy, reduced or even eliminated depression for most patients for up to a year after treatment.
You are able to, access thoughts and feelings.
Dr. Griffiths believes psilocybin could be an important alternative because for some, antidepressants are not effective enough, have to be taken every day, and have side effects.
Many people end up failing or relapsing with those compounds.
Hanchek is still in therapy but no longer takes medication.
The texture has kind of returned to the world, and that is just an incredible experience.
A promising new treatment that's not magic, but rooted in science. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Other institutions around the country are also testing the ingredient for depression and anxiety. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, a program letting high school students in Neosho, Missouri work on their interview skills.
Plus, we got the sunshine returning for us today. So what about the weekend? We're going to look at that coming up.
If you're
Well, it definitely turned out to be a better day for us today. We got some sun, something we have not seen since Sunday. So it's been several days since we've had some sunshine. Also at the same time, we have a lot of clouds across the region, but a great shot. This is indigo skies Friday evening, getting out on the town. Looks pretty good, and we've had a chance to dry out a bit over the past couple days, which is good after this big storm system. Look at our 24-hour temperature change, anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees warmer right now compared to this time last night. So at least we're going in the right direction. Temps around the region: 53 in Nevada, 54 in Neosho, Bella Vista at 58. Let's go to Oklahoma. Miami 59, 61 Bonita. Kansas, we have 56 in Parsons. Yates Center, a little bit cooler, sitting at 50 degrees. And the northerly winds have picked up a little bit. We had a weak wave, that is rotating through, so this has increased our northwesterly winds just a bit. Nice shot. Look at this shot. 7th and range line. Almost ominous looking, even though nothing to worry about. Sitting at 54, north winds at about 14. Look at our humidity. Relative humidity is at 37%. We have rain that is falling on top of us, but because that lower level is so dry, it's not reaching the ground. We're going to slide back through the 50s, 40s, eventually mid-30s a little bit later on tonight. But look at this batch of rain that's pushing through. Most of this is not reaching the ground. Now, we are getting some reports of a few sprinkles, maybe a quick little shower, but majority of this is evaporating before it hits the surface. So this weak wave will continue to work through over the next several hours. Not a big deal. Now, there is another weak wave right behind it. You can see it up across parts of Montana. This will slide in very quickly by the morning hours tomorrow. So very similar to what we're seeing today. We're going to have a lot of clouds out there, and we could get a random sprinkler too. We clear out as we go through the evening into the overnight hours tonight. Mid-30s for overnight lows. Here come the clouds tomorrow morning. Here's 10:30 in the morning. Again, a random sprinkle, random shower. Clouds kind of work through, so by the afternoon, we look pretty good. Temperatures not bad. We're going to start at 36, 53 by noon. High temp right around 60. Northerly winds are going to be light at 5 to 10. Clouds work out of here tomorrow night. We look pretty good. We drop back upper 30s once again. And then on Sunday, another fast-moving weak little wave that could give us a random sprinkle. But Sunday looks pretty good as we go into the lower 60s for highs. So we are going to warm up a bit over the next couple days. In general, the weekend looks pretty good. All right, let's go to Monday. We bounce into the 70s, upper 70s to near 80 by Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon into the evening is going to be interesting because we're going to have thunderstorms out to our west. These are most likely going to be strong to severe, so we need to see the timing of the system because we are going to get thunderstorms, but if the timing matches up with the most unstable time of the day, late afternoon into the evening, some of those storms could be strong to severe, so we'll keep our eyes on that. 59 tomorrow, 65 on Sunday, 78 on Monday, 79 on Tuesday with those thunderstorms on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then just good old rain next Friday.
Yeah, we'll deal with that then, but boy, this weekend we're going to enjoy this.
The weekend looks good.
Thanks, Doug. Neosho High School gave students a chance to practice their interview skills through a new program. Newscast allows students to work with the community to explore career paths. Today, students participated in mock speed interviews with local businesses.
This just has an amazing opportunity to work with them. That way I can help understand what I want to do rather than spend like thousands of dollars in college and just know whenever I get in the get-go and figure out what I want to do.
This is Neosho High School's second year running the Newscast program. Coming up, some tips to make sure your online passwords are protected. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Leroy Rainey served in the U.S. Army in 1949 and 1950. The Carl Junction, Missouri native was stationed in Korea, received a Purple Heart, and we salute Leroy Rainey, our four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the Postal Service is buying more than 10,000 electric vehicles, double what was originally planned. USPS is spending nearly $3 billion to overhaul its delivery fleet. A vast majority of the new trucks will still be gas-powered. The new gas and electric vehicles are expected to be on delivery routes late next year. The FBI says Americans lost nearly $7 billion from internet crimes last year. Experts say it's more important than ever to have strong passwords. Reporter Laura Podesta found out what it takes to keep personal information secure.
Passwords can be a major pain.
Remembering it and having to reset it.
Write it down and then I forget where I put the paper.
And they try to suggest passwords to you. It's like so outrageously long.
So many people use easy ones. Some of the most common include 123456 and the word password itself.
For hackers, breaking those passwords is easier than ever.
Alex Nettie, CEO of Hive Systems, says the average hacker can crack a complicated 7-character password in seconds. But the longer the password, the harder to guess. A new report from his company found one with 10 characters, including letters, symbols, and numbers, would take 5 months to figure out, while an 18-character password would take 438 trillion years.
One of our favorite tricks is actually to use what's called a passphrase. So instead of having random characters all mixed up, use a long sentence like, I like to go to the beach in October. That's actually a really strong password.
He says you shouldn't use the same password on multiple sites because if one is hacked, the others will be at risk. So how do you remember all of them?
We recommend something called a password manager.
There are many management systems on the market that can hold all of your passwords. Of course, you need a password to get into it.
Sometimes I have problems using that site, so.
You forget the password to the password management site.
Correct.
In addition to strong passwords, it's also important to use two-factor authentication on sensitive sites. A special code is sent by email or text, offering an extra layer of security. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
Yeah, I know it's never simple. A final check of the forecast up next.
Services provided.
Up next on the CBS Evening News, Steve Hartman brings us the story of a nurse who's raising the son of her former patient who passed away. Then, like yesterday, CBS coverage of the NCAA basketball tournament begins tonight at 6, meaning we will not have a 6 o'clock KOAM news, and our late news will once again be later than usual, possibly around 11 tonight and more likely later than that. But you can also catch KOAM news at 9 on Fox 14. A symbol of the birth of 4-state television is about to disappear. This old film footage shows the construction of the very first television tower in the 4-state area. That was 69 years ago. The construction in 1953 was so remarkable, people got out of their cars along Highway 69 just to watch. Finally, in December of that year, tens of thousands of people gained access to local TV for the first time ever, when the signal broadcast from the top of that 500-foot tower reached parts of 4 states: Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. KOAM TV was born. In 1961, the station built another tower right next to this one, twice the height, that could send the signal even farther. But this old tower has remained, serving mostly as a backup tower for decades. Well, now it's no longer needed. It's going to be coming down in the coming days, possibly starting as soon as Monday. And in the coming months, the taller tower next to it's going to get a bit of a makeover. It'll soon carry an even more powerful transmitter, providing a stronger signal into your home from KOAM TV and Fox 14. You can learn more about that at KOAMnewsnow.com as a bit of local TV history is dismantled and we build toward the future. It's an amazing video, isn't it?
I didn't know we had that video. That is really cool.
And in fact, some of that you saw was in color. That's the first time that that's ever been broadcast in color. We've shown it in black and white. In fact, the very first day this TV station went on the air, some of that was shown but of course it wasn't in color in those days.
Pretty cool.
Isn't that something? It was great to see those guys riding up
yeah.
without any harnesses or anything. Safety standards have changed.
Yes, they have.
The weather.
So his insurance rates.
Yeah.
All right. Weather looks pretty good as we head into the weekend. 59 tomorrow, partly sunny skies. 65 on Sunday. And Rock Chalk.
Jayhawk.
Yeah, let's go KU.
Thanks for joining us again. Basketball begins at 6. Late news later than usual. Let's make it a great evening.